Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, welcome back indeed. It's good to see you guys again, man. It's been a while, man. It's been a while. How you been? How's the family? How's the kids? How's your dog? I hope everybody is doing fantastic today. Because today, by God, we are back. Oh yeah, baby. Anyway, I actually had a certain type of video that I wanted to try out today, but I think I'm going to save that for the next video that I do, because as soon as I open my video editor, there's that video. It's just been sitting there aging like a fine, tasty wine. So I figured that we would go ahead and do that in the normal format that we do here, to just to try to ease back into things. Now today's video is going to be, it's going to be absolutely perfect for me, and maybe even for a couple of you, because, well, quite frankly, after all this time, I haven't done that much self-improvement. I really haven't yet. I've tried, but I have still yet to find a way to not be male and not be white. And that just makes me terribly racist and sexist. And quite frankly, I can't stand it anymore. We need to change, but you know what? Change doesn't come all at once. It's the little things that help you to change. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I invite thee, nay, I beseech thee, join me on my never-ending quest for self-improvement, for today we learn, from a lady of color, mind you, all about dim microaggressions. Lube up the cannons and fire those damn missiles!
So let's talk microaggressions, because racism doesn't have to just be screaming the N-word, burning a cross, or refusing someone service because of their skin.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You see, racism comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors. What are you doing? Oh, except shades of brown and black.
You can and do aggress against people in harmful ways on a daily basis in what are called microaggressions. These aggressions are subtle, sometimes unintentional, sometimes indirect,
Sometimes imaginary.
ways of discriminating against a marginalized group of people. For this discussion, we'll be focusing on blackness.
Excuse me. We're supposed to be talking about marginalized groups of people. What the hell is blackness?
Now that's a very good and pertinent question. You see, you're in luck. I just so happen to be a master and scholar of bullshit. Right, so, blackness. Here, let me paint you a picture just to help you grasp and understand blackness. Have you ever watched the movie or read the book Horton Hears a Who? That's right, you see, she's basically the elephant, and the little flower is a tiny little world full of black people, oppressed and marginalized by the evil microaggressions that only she can hear, and she has to protect them from all the evil whiteys. It's basically that, except we're not in a Dr. Seuss book, so there is no flower and she's not an elephant.
Oh, okay. So, she's insane.
That's right, my dear. She's blackness, oppressed and marginalized by microaggressions.
Specifically, all of this blackness. Here are a list of microaggressions I have experienced personally or watched other black people experience just in the past 30 days leading up to the filming of this video.
Have any of you guys ever had what you thought was just a brilliant idea? I mean, an idea like, I don't know, let's write down a bunch of imaginary and inane slights that I and everybody else experience for an entire month. And then it comes time to say it out loud in front of a camera, and you hear yourself and you think, what the hell am I doing with my life?
When you walk in the door and speak to everyone but me, that's a microaggression.
Somebody walked in the room and they didn't talk to you too? And you knew it was because you were black, damn racist. Oh, the microaggression.
When you go out of your way to avoid interacting with me, that's a microaggression.
I mean, I personally, I can't imagine why somebody wouldn't want to talk to you and try to avoid you. Must be because they're racist, because you're black.
When you speak to everyone in a high-pitched voice and then muffle a hey to me like it pains you to speak to me, that also is a microaggression.
Hey, Hey everybody, how's it going? Maxwell, I see you over there. You. Oh my god. It's her again. Am I gonna have to listen to her tell me about my white male privilege this time? Or maybe it'll be about how I'm reinforcing cultural norms by dressing like a dude and not sitting down when I take a piss. Hey.
Racism!
When you tell me to calm down, and I have yet to turn up, you have never seen me turn up. That is a microaggression.
No, I think that's just called regular aggression. You don't have to be hysterical to be aggressive. You just calm your shit.
When you look at me in front of a room full of other adults and tell me, an adult myself, not to shake my head anymore because you're in charge of my body, right? That's a microaggression.
And when somebody's up there trying to explain their point in front of a crowded room and you start shaking your head in disapproval, that might be a microaggression. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not black, so I don't know necessarily, but might be a microaggression.
When we are having an equally passionate conversation and debate, and you ask me why I'm so angry, usually because if this debate is actually a contest, you're likely losing, and now calling me angry is the only way for you to win, that's a microaggression.
Dude, just chill out, okay? You're starting to yell and spit at me, okay? Just calm down. Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry, you're just a loser. And if this is a contest, you lose. Loser McLoser face.
Okay then, well, excuse me.
When you give me a nickname, even though I have asked you to call me by the name my mother and my father named me at birth, on more than one occasion, microaggression.
Okay, look, I can understand if the guy was all like, "Hi, Shinai," then yeah, okay, you might have a problem with that. But it's something that people do. Okay, we give each other nicknames. It's a thing of endearment. You know, it's a sign of friendship, which might explain why nobody wants to talk to you.
When you act like the name that my mother gave me is too difficult to say, but somehow you mastered the ability to say Tchaikovsky, Michelangelo, Grigowski, and various other white names that have 12 consonants in one vowel. That also is a microaggression.
Like, oh my god, what do you mean you can't pronounce my name? But you can pronounce names that you hear all the time that are really famous, like Michelangelo and Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you can't say my name. You transgressed, sir. I'm gonna remember this and put it on a video in a month. Seriously though, okay, look, some people just have problems pronouncing things sometimes. I went to school with a girl who could speak perfectly good English, pronounce all of her words, but she could not say deodorant. She would say denodorant. As a matter of fact, my own dad, when he would talk, he was raised up country. He would pronounce some words fine, in other words, he'd say pheasant instead of pheasant and say chimbley instead of chimney. It's just, sometimes people pronounce things differently or they can't pronounce it right. It's just the way shit is, man. If you don't like it, get the hell over it.
When you say things like your people or you people, you are microaggressing.
Okay, I don't know if it's deliberate, but you're starting to piss me off. Do you remember the very beginning when you said
ways of discriminating against a marginalized group of people? For this discussion, we'll be focusing on blackness.
A marginalized group of people, blackness.
Gee, George, I sure like to put people in groups and put myself in groups of people, but I don't like when people do it to me. No, I don't. That's a microaggression.
Have you lost your damn mind or rotted your brain away?
When my mastery of the English language causes you to say, I speak so eloquently, as if it's the first time you've ever heard a black person speak English, that is a microaggression.
Oh my god, you are so far up your own ass and up racism. How do you dress yourself in the morning? Did you consider that you're black and that the shirt's white and it's made out of cotton? That's like the man holding you down? How'd you get by making that decision without it being racist? Okay, look, it doesn't matter whether you're white, whether you're black. There are some people who can articulate themselves eloquently, as you put it, and it's nice to see it soothing to the ears, and you can compliment somebody whether they're white or black without it being racist. Unless, of course, you think like a racist, in which case, ew, gold microaggression! Seriously, look, not everything's about you, not everything's meant as a slight, and not everything's about skin color. Although I have to admit, it's actually kind of amusing watching you basically slap yourself in the face by making everything about skin color and then getting offended about it.
When you tell me that you don't see color, that is a microaggression.
There's your sense of humor, well, you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
Blackness. When the campus shuttle pulls up to where the white girl that is not getting on the shuttle is standing and doesn't pull up to where I am standing at the actual shuttle stop and forces me to walk to this is not the shuttle stop, to get on the bus, that's a microaggression.
Whoa. Now, nobody said nothing about you having to walk all the way over to the not bus station because the bus driver stopped with the first person he thought was going to get on the bus. By God, that's a racist microaggression from hell. My lord, little, how do you get through life being one of them black folk?
When you tell me my hair is distracting and it's just pulled back into an afro puff, that is a microaggression.
Get the hell out of here. You're so full of shit. Ain't nobody give a damn about your hair unless you like flopping it up in their face or on the table or some shit.
When you ask me if I have been to a fictionalized place in Africa, like Zamunda, microaggression.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Is this around the time that you got up and you slapped the guy and everybody on the bus stood up and just started slow clapping for you because you beat racism? You're so full of shit.
When you assume me and the other black person in the room know each other, that's a microaggression. Listen, here's a tip. If we're sitting next to each other, we might know each other. But even then, don't assume, because that still is a what? Microaggression. Because black people don't assume all the white people in the room know each other.
Right. You know, I've been getting carried away, so I kind of need to rein myself back in a little. Clearly, you're not full of shit, and this totally happened to you or somebody that you know. I mean, you clearly seen this happen. But I have a question, if I may. What exactly about that scenario constitutes a microaggression? Is it the fact that someone is assuming something about two people that are sitting beside each other? Is it the fact that they happen to be black? Now, if that's the case, wouldn't you assuming that their assumption is based off of them being black also be a microaggression in itself? And isn't assuming that all black people don't assume something about white people a microaggression? Oh, we having fun yet?
Blackness. When you walk past several other people and walk up to me, the only person of color in this space, and ask me a domestic labor question like where to put something in the trash, can I reach something on the shelf that you can't reach even though we're the same height, or how to use insert miscellaneous kitchen appliance here. Hey, microaggression.
Shit, complete and utter So, let me get this straight. You initially, at the beginning of this video, started out saying that microaggressions, you know, when somebody walks into a room and speaks to everyone but me, and when you go out of your way to avoid interacting with me.
When you walk in the door and speak to everyone but me, that's a microaggression. When you go out of your way to avoid interacting with me, that's a microaggression.
And now we've come full circle as ignore everybody else in the room and speak to just you. It's a microaggression. My God, you're a genius.
Blackness.
When you call anything about my appearance interesting, that's a microaggression.
Don't tell me I look interesting. You see, it's because of this shit right here why you don't have any real friends. Even your friends don't like you, okay? This is why people do not want to talk to you. They go out of their way. They don't want to be around you. Hell, the bus stops before it gets to you because of an overwhelming urge to flee from the emanating aura of insufferable, pompous, race-baiting bullshit that makes up the very core of your existence.
When I'm talking about my personal experience as a black woman and you find a way to make the story about you, that is a microaggression, my friend. You're microaggressing.
When you feel entitled to have entire conversations about nothing other than yourself just because, well, you're a black female, and you lose your shit when someone tries to empathize with you by interjecting a story of their own, you're microaggressing.
When you try to have a group or public conversation about my hair, we're not going to do it. That's a microaggression.
When you feel entitled enough to dictate what group conversations will and will not be had because you've got a vagina and the blackness, you're microaggressing.
When you're talking about something that is specific to black culture and you say, I wanted to reach out and touch, insert specific item, object, or body part here. That is a microaggression and you might get punched.
When people simply entertain the idea of interacting with another culture that's not their own, and punching them is one of the first things that comes to your mind, you're microregressing.
When we have known each other for X amount of time and my name still puzzles you, that is a microaggression. Hey guys, my name is just Ebony Janice. It's not that hard.
Right, you know. You see, I've been sitting here working on this video for quite a few hours, and I'm proud to say that I know Black Janice just about as well as I can stand to.
Microaggression. Her name is Ebony Janice. You racist pig.
I'm just so sorry. I mean, I have trouble putting names to faces, you know, just especially uninteresting faces. Nothing stood out at all because I didn't want to microaggress. It was like interacting with a plain old wall in a room with all the lights off.
Oh my, you don't mean...
Yep, nothing comes to mind but the blackness.
Blackness.
When you cause the harm, but somehow believe that you are the victim, microaggression. When whiteness works to make sure that you get to be the victim, even though you caused the harm, that's a microaggression. There are so many more, too many to list, but I'm tired and stop microaggressing. Microaggressions all around.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thou shalt not micro-transgress against the blackness. Now, personally, against Miss Blackness's wishes, I'll probably continue to treat black people like I treat everyone else. You know, like a person. I'm going to ignore your skin color and just talk to you like you're an adult. I'm not going to treat you like you're the center of the universe or a fragile little cupcake. If we're having a conversation and I think you're getting upset, I'm going to ask you why you're getting upset. I'm also more than likely going to share my stories about myself, you know, my views and my opinions with you if we're having a conversation, because that's what a conversation is. It's a back and forth between two people. And if you're always just talking at me instead of talking to me, don't be surprised if I don't want to talk or interact with you again. And it's not going to be because you're black either. It's going to be because you're a selfish, entitled child trapped in an adult's body. Now, there's nothing wrong with telling somebody, you know, hey, that bothers me when you do this, or could you maybe not do that? And if they respect you, if they like you enough, then maybe they'll do it. It shouldn't be expected, but it doesn't hurt to ask, right? But if you're sitting there stewing, making a video a month later, you know, he walked in and he talked to everybody but me. It's because I'm black, isn't it? If you're hanging on to that shit for a month and talking about it in a video, you might have problems. You might have problems, and you may need to see somebody, a professional, to talk about it. Seriously, okay, seriously. You have got to stop seeing racism and microaggressions everywhere. You got to stop seeing them everywhere. Otherwise, you're gonna end up old, bitter, and angry. You're probably alone, and if you're not alone, you're gonna be surrounded by nothing but other old, bitter, angry assholes just like yourself. You know what? Go be Frozen. Go be like Frozen and just let it go. Just let it go. Alright guys, I think that's just about all the microaggressing that I can handle for one day. I know it's been a while, but I do hope you did enjoy the video, and thank you so much for watching. It was a lot of fun making this video again, and oh my god, my poor little voice is just strained because there's been cars going in the background, people blowing leaves. I've had to re-record so many times, but we got it done, by god. And hopefully the next one won't be forever and a day out. Well, anyway, guys, again, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. But until then, remember, keep fighting against stupidity wherever you may find it. Have a good one.
So you finally made a video after, like, forever, and you made it about microaggressions?
Well, yeah, I mean, the video was there, I was there, things happened, I don't know what to tell you.
You're gonna have to step up your game, mister. Your shtick is getting old, yo.
Oh, you're one to talk. We do our first video in, like, forever, and here we are, at the end, yet again, with you giving me shit.
I think we both know you deserve it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, but I do kind of want to try some new stuff.
Well, you've already done stuff. Why don't you try new things?
You know, you might be onto something there. Guess we'll have to wait and see what happens in the next video.